So this year marks 25 years of Funko, and I thought that for today's video we'd make it a little unique. Today we're going to be making a list of my favorite Funko Shop exclusives, but we're not going to go down the route of a top 5 list or a top 10 list like we normally do, but we're going to be doing a top 25 list of my favorite Funko Shop exclusives. And after the video's done, let me know down below what your favorite Funko Shop exclusive is, and especially if it doesn't make the list, considering that there was a lot to go through, so I may have forgotten some. So coming in at number 25 is the White Suit Monkey Assassin. Now there was a different version made where it was wearing a blue suit, but I chose the white suit version because of the amount of detail that's put into it. Obviously, it shows exactly about the character. Monkey Assassin, there's a bunch of blood all over him as if he were to have just finished a job. Coming in at number 24 is Batboy, also from the Fantastic Plastic lineup. Now this is a very unique pop because this was actually a contest winner where you were able to make your own character, and it's a really cool pop. Obviously, it is a bat as a baseball player, and there's a bit of a story behind it because the contest winner actually put the reasoning of why this pop was created. So I really enjoy that Funko had actually made a pop of something that a fan made. Coming in at number 23 on my list is Oodles. Now I really enjoy this Fantastic Plastic pop, which you do see a lot of Fantastic Plastic so far, but this is the last one, I swear. And this is really awesome. Obviously, it is basically a ramen noodles container with arms and legs. This might have been kind of the catalyst of what began the Foodies lineup, but nonetheless, it's really cool. You do have the lid partially open with the noodles hanging out. They're holding a pair of chopsticks, but of course, because it's Fantastic Plastic and not an IP, they make the bottom of this list. Coming in at number 22, it is the Space Ranger Alpha Buzz Lightyear from Disney Pixar's Lightyear. Now this is a pretty decent looking pop. I do enjoy the detail of, obviously, it is the Buzz Lightyear from that movie where he actually has hair and he's actually wearing the classic Buzz Lightyear suit. I really like the posing involved, but of course we all know how Lightyear turned out in terms of the box office. It wasn't all that great, but I still thought it was pretty decent, enough for me to want to get the entire set of Lightyear pops, but nonetheless, I do think there are better Funko Shop exclusives out there. Coming in at number 21, it is the Icy Polar Bear. Now, I'm actually a pretty big fan of Icy. I would rather have an Icy than an actual like Slurpee from, let's say, Slush Puppy or 7-Eleven, and I was really excited when they made this version, and then eventually they did do the Grape Icy and it was scented. I think if this one was scented, because I believe this one is the cherry flavor, which is my favorite flavor, I think it would have shot higher up on the list. Coming in at number 20, it is the Pillsbury Doughboy. This was a really cool pop when it was announced, and I believe it was the, I think, 2018 12 Days of Christmas bundle, or not bundle, but 12 Days of Christmas drop in the Funko Shop, and it was really cool to see this because obviously we had never seen a Pillsbury Doughboy pop previously, but of course because of how simplistic the Pillsbury Doughboy is, that's why it didn't make it any higher, because there are more detailed Funko Pops out there, especially Funko Shop exclusives. Coming in at number 19, it is Daffy from Gremlins 2. This is a really cool looking Funko Pop. It is very refreshing for the Gremlins lineup compared to seeing a bunch of Gizmos and Stripes, so it's really cool to see Daffy. He's coming out of the big container that is full of spaghetti. It looks really awesome, very detailed, but of course my personal reaction towards Gremlins isn't as big as my co-host MD Shady's, which is why it's not at least on the top half of my list. Coming in at number 18, it is a new Funko Shop exclusive, that being Julius Pringle. This is a really cool looking Funko Pop. I think a lot of us, including once again my co-host MD Shady, has been waiting for a Julius Pringle pop for a while, the mascot of Pringles, considering all we've had for a Funko Pop is the Pringles can for the Foodies lineup, and not a lot of people were on board with that. So now that they finally made the actual mascot of Pringles into a Funko Pop, is really cool, very detailed, and he's even holding a can of Pringles in his hand, which is kind of the icing on top of the cake, so to speak. Coming in at number 17 is the new Ozzy Osbourne pop. Now this is a pretty decent pop. I mean, it is current looking Ozzy Osbourne from most likely the Patient Number 9 music video. I love the detail with even the eyeshadow, just showing the facial expression of what he would be doing in that music video. And the reason I put it higher than Julius Pringle is considering I would probably get an Ozzy Osbourne pop, since he is one of my favorite artists and musicians, over an ad icon pop like Julius Pringle, and it is a pop I am planning to get, but once again, there are much better Funko Shop exclusives out there than this pop. Coming in at number 16 on my list is Dexter. Now, this was a really cool pop when it was announced alongside the Johnny Bravo, and I mean, I think this one still holds up today as a great Funko Pop compared to the common one that they announced, and one of the last Funko Shop exclusives from what I remember that actually sold out and not stayed on the Funko Shop for months and months before it actually sold out, or just never sells out. Coming in at number 15, it is Einstein from Back to the Future. Now, this pop was actually part of their lineup of the Pops for Purpose. People have been wanting a standalone Einstein for a while, considering all they did was kind of a pop and buddy with Doc Brown. That was a Walmart exclusive. Now Einstein has his own pop, and I'm sure a lot of people do enjoy it, especially me since I do own that pop. Coming in at number 14 is the Monster Jack Jack from Incredibles 2. Now, although obviously I'm a much bigger fan in terms to, let's say, Toy Story rather than Incredibles, there is a lot of detail going on with this pop. It's probably the most detailed of the Jack Jacks that they made back in 2018. Coming in at number 13 is the glow-in-the-dark Deku and Eerie from My Hero Academia. Now, this is an excellent looking pop in terms of detail. You got the energy, Eerie's on the back of Deku, and pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, as memory serves me correct, this actually might have been one of, if not the last Funko Shop exclusive that was released that actually sold out the day it was released. Coming in at number 12 is the Silent Swordsman from Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, of course, being a person who collects the entire set of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or very close to collecting the entire set, I knew this had to make the list, but it didn't make it higher than its spot that it's in, because I would have rather seen a character like, let's say, Time Wizard or Flocked Karibo for that matter to be made into Funko Pop form before this. Coming in at number 11 on this list, it is the Blacklight Ghost Rider for the Marvel lineup. This thing is a gorgeous looking pop. It's actually a pop that I own that I'm trying to sell, but nonetheless, it is a very amazing looking pop with the colors that they chose for each of the parts of Ghost Rider, and I've tried this under a blacklight, and it's definitely one of the best blacklight pops that Funko's ever done. Speaking of blacklight, coming in at number 10 is the Blacklight Carnage for the Marvel lineup. Now, I definitely had to put this on the top 10 portion, considering that I am trying to get a full, complete set of Carnage pops, and the colors that they chose for the Blacklight Carnage is absolutely amazing. Once again, just like the Ghost Rider, tried it with the blacklight. It looks amazing, and especially it is one of the most expensive blacklight pops out there. Coming in at number 9 is the Kurt Cobain with glasses. This is a pretty unique pop. There's a set of 4 Kurt Cobains, and this one was a Funko Shop exclusive. I'm really loving the outfit. He's wearing the glasses. I believe he has a red guitar in this case. A really cool pop, and has kind of fluctuated a lot as of late as terms to the secondary market. At one point, it'll be $200, then it'll go down to $80. Now I believe it's in between at like $150, and once again, I'm mentioning Canadian price because I am from Canada, not the United States of America, but nonetheless, this is a pop that I'm still trying to look for and hopefully one day obtain for my collection, since I do have half of the set of the Kurt Cobain pops. Coming in at number 8 is the Flocked Classic Sonic for Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, this is a gorgeous looking pop. I love the new mold of Sonic where you actually do see like the red circles as if you were spinning, and especially making it a flocked pop definitely makes sense. Makes it so much better than the common one that they did for this set. Coming in at number 7 on my list is SpiderPunk from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This is a very gorgeous looking pop. It is so much better in terms of detail than the original SpiderPunk that was a previews exclusive. I mean, the posing where he's kind of like in midair, he's got the guitar behind him, and the way they did like the Liberty Spikes mohawk and the way they pulled off the eyes. Everything about that pop is so amazing. Coming in at number 6 on my list is the Rice Krispies 3-pack of Snap, Crackle, and Pop. This was a genius idea of an Add Icons pop. A lot of the early Add Icons are bangers, but I didn't want to fill up an entire list full of Add Icons, but I knew I had to add this, especially because you have all 3 of the characters in a 3-pack, instead of what Funko would probably do nowadays is just separate them into 3 separate pops, and they're either a 3-pop bundle or they're sold at separate times, even if one was a convention exclusive. But the fact that they made it as a 3-pack all together together definitely makes sense and why it deserves its spot on the list. Coming in at number 5 on my list is Lucky the Leprechaun. Now, of course, Lucky Charms is one of my favorite cereals, and I knew that Lucky the Leprechaun had to make the list. It was a choice of whether I was going to put the regular or the glow-in-the-dark. I just put the regular. Coming in at number 4 on my list is the retro Tony the Tiger from Frosted Flakes. Now, this is a pretty cool looking pop, and it's actually one of, I believe, the only ad icons that I actually own in my collection. I'm very picky when it comes to ad icons, but the way that the retro Tony the Tiger looks is actually pretty cool compared to obviously the current version of Tony the Tiger, though current version does look cool, but there's something about the retro look that just looks so awesome. Coming in at number 3 on my list is the 3-Hole Punch Jim from The Office. Now, I knew at some point I had to add an Office pop on this list. There are 2 other ones that are Funko Shop exclusives, being the Dwight Schrute with doll and the young Michael Scott, but I felt that this one, first of all, is the most expensive Office pop in the set, so I knew I had to put this on the list at some point, and especially Office being one of my favorite sets to collect, I knew I had to put it pretty high on this list. Coming in at number 2 on my list is the Flocked Bullseye from Toy Story. Now, this is a pretty cool Funko Pop. Obviously, Toy Story being my favorite set to collect Funko Pops for, it had to basically be in that like top tier list of my favorite Funko Shop exclusives. I love the way that it's pulled off, especially with the hoofs kind of switched around to where it looks like it's spelled, I believe, Danny instead of Andy, which I do enjoy because that does happen near the end of the second Toy Story movie, and especially the pop being flocked makes it so much better than getting the original one, even though the original common one I do own also, since I'm trying to get a full complete set of Toy Story since the 20th anniversary wave. But coming in at number 1 is the Flocked Tony the Tiger. Now, this is a gorgeous looking pop. I love how vibrant the orange is as terms to the flocking effect, and not only that, this pop has retained so much value. It's definitely a 3-digit, close to 4-digit Funko Pop, considering it is, I believe, limited to 2,000 pieces. So alone, basically, because it is an ad icons, which is known for being a great Funko Shop exclusive, it being 2,000 pieces and being flocked with a very great character like Tony the Tiger, definitely had to put this as the number 1, at least in my opinion, Funko Shop exclusive pop. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on my top 25 Funko Shop exclusive pops, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.